Global warming is mainly due to CO2 being emitted into the atmosphere through human activity, and it's profoundly changing the sea and oceans that surround us. To evaluate the importance of these modifications and to be able to anticipate them in the future, hundreds of European scientific teams have been examining the marine world for several decades. The results of their research are unanimous. The oceans are changing at a speed and to a degree that's much higher than natural climatic cycles are able to cause.
On va assister à tout un enchaînement d'écosystèmes nouveaux qui vont se superposer dans les décennies et qu'il est important de prévoir et d'anticiper.
These oceanic transformations are about to upset societies and economies, especially in coastal regions. And so scientists are urgently trying to present their findings to decision makers and the public alike.
L'impact du réchauffement climatique, des changements climatiques, va avoir des conséquences importantes pour la société humaine. Donc je pense qu'il est important que les scientifiques communiquent avec le grand public sur ce sujet.
We can go and investigate climate change for the next 50 years, but if no one does anything about it, then actually we're wasting our time.
But scientific knowledge is not always easy to communicate. It's difficult to be compelling and convincing in this esoteric and complex universe that is often run by statistical uncertainties that cannot be ignored. Another difficulty is that scientific information concerning climate change often rhymes with bad news for the public because it directly impacts our lifestyle while predicting unpleasant socio-economic impacts. The public, the media, and the decision makers are particularly demanding, sometimes unbelieving or even very reticent about this subject.
Yeah, they need solid facts about it before you can do something about it.
Before people care more, basically.
Today, numerous themes tied to climate change, despite being solidly recognized by the international scientific community, are still being widely debated in the press and among the public. Confronted with this situation, in addition to their regular research, specialists in climate change are now taking greater interest in studies on public perception or how they can improve their communication techniques.
And the second part will focus on what do the public know and think about the research.
The poll, organized by the European project CLAMER at the beginning of 2011, is particularly representative of this initiative.
Estonia, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands.
Part of the goal of the polling, at least, is to try and help us understand, firstly, why a lot of the work that we do as scientists doesn't seem to feed its way through to the public consciousness and awareness.
The CLAMER project, directed by Professor Carlo Hape, is comprised of European oceanographers internationally renowned for their research on climate change. These scientists want to know more about European public opinion on the impact of global warming on oceans.
It's a relatively unique survey because people have never really asked questions about climate change specifically related to the sea.
From Sicily to the Norwegian North Sea, Europe has thousands of kilometers of coastline, which explains the EU's manifest interest in this project.
The EU felt that they funded millions of euros worth of research over the years, specifically onto the topic of climate change and the impact on the seas and the oceans. And they felt that the public just doesn't seem to know about a lot of this research.
How does the European public perceive the influence of climate change on the oceans? How are they reacting to the consequences and the risks these oceanic changes will have on their daily lives? At the same time, how can scientists themselves improve their communication techniques to the public? An investigation of a few European coastal regions that are directly concerned is being conducted.